Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 1151 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today I'm going to talk about stupid, simple products. And I don't mean that the products are stupid. I mean, it's stupid simple is what sells. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hope you didn't miss episode 1150 was photo management for beginners. Don't you get just sick of searching for pictures you know you have? Well, this episode fixes that. So anytime you want to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/any episode number. That was 1150. And boy, you will be glad. Just a few tips on that will save you tons and tons of searching for stuff that you know you have. All right, pick up a copy of our automation ebook. Version 3.0 is still up there, but 4.0 is in the final proofreading stages. So it's coming out very, very soon. But 3.0, if you don't have it, 4.0 builds on it. So go ahead and grab 3.0 at screwthecommute.com/automate free and check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and my school at imtcva.org, certified to operate by Chev. Okay, and I also have a new podcast masterclass out there, totally free on YouTube. You can go to screwthecommute.com/pod, P-O-D, and I'll tell you, podcast guesting is the first half of this masterclass, and I will tell you, you could be in front of tens of thousands of people for free with a warm introduction, if just by getting good at podcast hosting. And I tell you every trick in the book to make you a highly sought after guest. So that's screwthecommute.com/pod, P-O-D. All right. Let's get into stupid, simple products. And basically, I'm talking about simple products and not necessarily cheap products, although a lot of cheap products, it's easier to be simple on. However, I'll show you where I made big money in the speaking arena with simple products. Okay. Now, here's the overriding principle I want you to keep in mind. All right. If your grandma can't understand what you're selling, it's too complicated. I'm going to give you I've got, I think, 25 ebooks to my credit, or printed books and ebooks. And I'm just going to give you a sampling of them. And I got to tell you, even some of them don't even have sales letters because the title and subtitle tell you what it is. And I've sold some of them just through emails without a complete sales letter. You just bought right from the email, and I sold tens of thousands of dollars worth of these things. So I'm going to run through some examples here, and then we'll finish up talking about some of the bigger stuff. So I have an ebook called Crowdfunding, How to Get the Money to Fund Your Dreams and You Don't Have to Pay It Back. All right. Right there, the whole title and subtitle tells you what it is. All right. I think, like I said, I can't even remember if I have sales letters on some of these things because people buy them just from the titles. See, I get a little lazy after 32 years online and selling millions and millions of bucks worth of stuff. Sometimes I just, okay, let me just throw an email out on this, see what happens. And then a whole bunch of sales come in. See, so there's one example. Here's another one. Kickstart Viral. 3 ways non-celebrities can guarantee to go viral. All right. So again, you hear going viral all the time, but a lot of people attribute that to celebrities or gorgeous women or gorgeous guys too. Model type guys can go viral, but there's way more women doing it. But this is how a non-celebrity, and I might say non-model, can do it. Another one I have, extremely clear and simple, ultimate guide to list building. So, I mean, you have to know what list building is, or it wouldn't make any difference. This book wouldn't even make any difference for you or make any sense for you. But if you're in the internet and digital marketing field, you know you have to build a list. And so it's the ultimate guide to list building. That's right there. See, as simple as you can get. And then to go along with that, I had 50 emails that made money along with explanations. So I broke down 50 emails and the psychology of the subject lines and the body and all that stuff. and like I said, I don't even think I have a sales letter for that. That was it. Another ultimate guide. Now, when you do an ultimate guide, it better be ultimate. It better be really, really, really full of good stuff. So I have the ultimate guide to professional speaking. So if you know what a professional speaker is, if you're thinking about getting paid to speak, and so this is the ultimate guide. $27 or 47, I don't know, remember how much it is, but there you go. And it does have a sales letter, but a lot of people just buy it right from the title. Wake 'em up business presentations. The subtitle is How to Use Humor and Other Professional Techniques to Create Alarmingly Good Business Presentations. And actually, if you do see the book cover, I designed this many years ago where it's a little clock guy on stage speaking, but everybody in the audience is in cots, but then they're all awake listening. So that's been a classic for many years. So it's simple, especially in the titles and subtitles. Now, the titles of your products can be a little bit crazy. One of the ways we talk about titles and titling things, and I learned this from some article somewhere, and then I went and double checked what I just read, and it turned out that the article said 70 to 80% of New York Times bestsellers have a 3-word or less title. Simple, right? But then a descriptive subtitle. And so I went and checked the current New York Times bestseller list, and damn if it didn't, most of them had 3 words or less. Some of them had 1 word. There was a guy, I think he used to run Southwest Airlines, and they were known for giving out peanuts, all right? So the title was nuts, and then some subtitle like How a Small Startup Airline Turned into Big Shit, something like that. I didn't say that exactly. Okay. So think about that when you're titling. You can have a cool title for the first 3 words, but then you got to have a descriptive subtitle if you want it to sell. It's got to be simple, and your grandma has to understand what it's about, right? Okay. Now, in general, anything that's easier to understand is easier to sell. So this should be one of your impetuses for doing this, is that if you want to sell more, make it easy for people to understand. If they have to think 10, 20 minutes to figure out what the heck you're doing, then the chances of selling are not as good. And I made a fortune with this idea in the speaking business when I was doing public speaking. Well, even when I was doing, corporate and, small business speaking, I was still doing the same thing, keeping things simple, but especially in the public seminars where there's maybe 15 or 20 speakers all trying to sell stuff. And I would sit in the back of the room and watch them all. And I was also watching the audience. And I would see these speakers doing the silver, gold, platinum, diamond, super titanium packages. And I'd see the audience members, of course, I'm behind them, but I'm seeing them looking at their neighbors. So I can see the side of their head, and they're like, what was that? What did he say? What did she say? What was in that pack? And they're all, and I'm sitting back there laughing because I know I'm going to take home all the money, which I did. And I don't think I've ever been beaten in the past 25 years at back of the room sales, because mine was simple. All right, here's the deal. My mentor program includes a trip to the retreat center and a year-long program where I'm going to help you. That was it. All right. And so I came home with all the money, never less than 100,000, and sometimes as much as 275,000. This is only anywhere from 200 to 300 people in the crowds on these things. Eh? So simple, just beat the pants off of all these divas that thought they had the coolest stuff and they had the method of giving them the cheap one and the expensive one, knowing they'll buy the middle one. All of that horse crap, Pucky, that that they try to do with sales techniques, that I come in and wipe them all out with one simple offer. Say, okay, so it was more complicated than that because of what I did during the speech and all that, but still it was one offer at the end that was clear and simple, even though it was not cheap. Say, let's see. Now, a lot of times people will use these simple and inexpensive products as gateways to larger, to get people to make a finally pull their wallet out, to get them in your ecosystem so you can, they're a more qualified person because they actually spent money. Doesn't mean they're going to spend the big money with you. And some schools of thought say don't sell cheap products because you're just attracting cheapos. So you have to test this with your market, see what works best. I can't tell you which way is better. I can just tell you that if it's simple and sounds like it has great value, you will sell way more than making it complicated and people not recognizing what the heck they're getting. In fact, you tell them too much sometimes. There's too many questions that come up and make them wonder too much and think about things they shouldn't be thinking about other than pulling their wallet out and giving you money. See, so, but these are things that take experience. I can't tell you as a newbie what's best for you until I get to know you. And you're in my mentor program for a while, and I see, and we test with your markets and, see what works best. I'll certainly make it a hell of a lot faster for you to be successful. That's for sure. But nobody that claims they're going to tell you the way to do it. In fact, all these darn headlines, I'm thinking about writing down all these headlines. I go through Instagram and 90% of the posts are ads for stuff. No experience. You'll make $2,500 a minute. This is that. And look at me sitting at the beach and, all these things where I guarantee you half of those people at least having trouble making their car payments. Okay. And they're just, making themselves look great and complicated and trying to hoodwink you into giving them money. See? So that's not what we're about here. I want a long-term business for you where people trust you for years. I have people buying from me that have been around more than 20 years. All right. Some more than that. I don't even know when they started. See, so anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Keep your things simple. Learn how to title them so that they're extremely clear of what the person is getting. And you'll sell a lot more, I'm telling you. And if you want help with it, get in my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. It's the only, it's the longest running, most successful, most unique ever in the field of internet and digital marketing. Nobody at my level will even talk to you, okay? Where everything we do is one-on-one and with me, my staff, and most of it's with me. So that's the way we roll around here. And if you're in my mentor program, you get a scholarship to my school that you can gift to somebody, and you'll probably save a couple $100,000 sending them to a 4-year indoctrination camp. All right. So don't do that. Get in my ecosystem. And I can't think of anybody that would say, oh, we regret the time we spent with Tom, because I don't give you any fluff or BS. I help you, and it's all customized to you. You're not lumped in with everybody else. All right, so check it all out, and I will catch you on the next episode. See you later.